What is going on, guys? Mitch's Make Money back at you with another video. In today's video, we're going to be going over how to move from making $0 to making over $1,000 online in 2022. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Okay, so number one is to make over $1,000 a month in 2022 is you need to know how to budget money. So calculate your expenses at the highest estimate possible, and then calculate your income. And then you take your income and subtract your total of your income per month, and you subtract your total of your total expenses for the month. What you have left over, hopefully it's positive. If it is positive, awesome. If you can tweak it so that way it is positive by a couple hundred, you're golden. You can start moving forward here. If it is negative, you need to tweak your expenses so that way you're in the positive at the end of the month by a couple hundred. And why I say that is because if you're in the positive a couple hundred by the end of the month, you can then take the money that is left over, because everything is accounted for, everything's paid for at the end of the month. All you need to do is just simply put the extra money aside into a savings and an investment account, and you can split that out however you would like, but that's exactly how I do it. Another thing, you're going to want to have a skill set. So a skill set not only of your main hustle, but you're going to want to have at least another skill set to fall back on, just in case you get laid off, or even if it's just to make a side hustle or two, or even if to make that your main the extra skill your main hustle at some point down the road. So that's ultimately the best way to do that, is have more than one skill set in your back pocket for another time or another opportunity. So another thing too, you're going to want to learn and grow. So in order to do this, if you're stuck here, best thing I can say to do is to heal from whatever you need to heal from. And once you do that, then you can take the steps to do this, because ultimately, if you need to heal, that's going to be in the way of everything. So definitely do that first. But once you're learning and growing, you can then think creatively. And in order to do all of these, you need to have a purpose. So you need to have a strong why on why you're doing these type of changes, and why you're building yourself up in terms of skill sets and behavior changes and stuff like that. So purpose is a big one, to think creatively, and that'll ultimately drive you to be able to do these things. And then the last thing I have here is failing and succeeding. So you need to expect to fail in order to succeed. Now, you may say that may not make sense, but essentially, when you go to try something out, the ratio of failing and succeeding is 50-50. So failing is 50, succeeding is 50. So ultimately, what you would do is take your failing experiences, and you would put that towards succeeding. So ultimately, the ratio of failing drops, but the ratio of succeeding goes up until it hits 100. And then once you succeed, you just do the same thing over and over and over again. And it is smart to put money aside from your profits into a savings investment ledger, because then what you can do is, if in case the market changes or something goes wrong and you lose a bunch of money, what you can do is use that, not only your profits from your current or the previous last one that worked, last method that worked, but you can use your investment savings money and put that towards investing again and doing the same process between the ratio and failing and succeeding again. So that's ultimately the rule of thumb and what I plan out when I do my investments. So that ultimately is how to go from zero to making over $1,000 online in 2022. Thank you. Have a good one. Peace.